stuff. Do you need the mic on for the live?
You can take it off too.
Okay.
Yeah. The mic only goes to the big camera. So.
Okay. Here you go. If you want to hold that for now.
Get in there.
Oh, here I got it.
Right.
Yeah. You got it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think. I guess it's just gonna be like a John style review.
Yeah. Well, whatever.
Whatever floats my boat.
Yeah. Whatever you feel like talking about. You know, some people might like hearing all the nerdy details and stuff.
Yeah, I'll start off with that.
I would probably say.
What's up?
I would say probably just try to like keep it somewhat organized. You know, for like breaking down by like chapter to chapter.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I
that way it's a little bit easier to edit and everything. Oh, we got our first viewer, Iron Caboose. How you doing, Iron Caboose?
I'll do a.
We're here with the Bubbanator.
What's going on?
We're about to go for a little ride and then do some filming. Shout out Iron Caboose. I work with that guy.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah. I was promoting the live stream today.
Just want to see something.
You're seeing behind the scenes.
Yeah, at the end, I'll also say like recommended mods to get it when you get one of these right off the bat. Like for example, the alternator, which is a famous problem with these things.
Yeah.
So I'll tell them like, hey, if you get these cars, put some money aside for an alternator as well.
Yeah, I would say break it down. I guess first, why you like the Cobras, what made you buy one, what it was like when you first got it. I guess looking for one.
How it treated me over the years.
Yeah, I guess if you were buying one, what would you be looking for in it?
Right.
What would be the first stuff you do? Kind of like how I did the review on my Jeep. You know, like why specifically I wanted a Willys, or like why you specifically wanted a Cobra. You can talk about the convertible aspect.
The convertible, yeah.
Do you still like that as convertible, or would you rather have a coupe?
I still like that as convertible, especially when the weather gets nice and warm here. It's nothing beats having a top down and hearing the engine.
It is really nice having a convertible. If getting a few people joining in, how's it going, everybody? I'm here with Bubba Marshall today. We're doing a little ride along and behind the scenes POV filming, or no, not POV filming. I'm sorry, behind the scenes long-term review. So yeah, you got the coordinates. You got the coordinates. We'll do a little walk around. Got some nice wheels on it. Some nice tires.
I just washed it, so the rotors might have a little bit of a
little Sneck logo. Oh, we can definitely open the hood up. Show some. Now and later too.
Oh,
yeah, whatever you feel like. I mean, did you want to wait for Kurt to come, or?
No, I figured we could just meet him there.
Yeah, okay.
I already sent him in the group chat.
Waiting for Canadians, you know how that'll end up.
Yeah.
It'll be 7 o'clock before.
We'll be done with the review by then, maybe.
Getting in the Cobra. Ooh. Might be a little awkward filming. There we go. Oh, we got 15 people watching already.
Oh, wow, really? Yeah. I'm going to keep the roof up for now. When we do the actual review, I'll put the roof down. Unless you want the roof down. But it's
up to you.
It's going to be pretty chilly, yeah.
It is cold out. Oh. We got Vicky Vic saying mass stank. Almost anything never going to happen. Canadians always late.
Mass stank.
We're in a Mustang.
Alrighty.
I should do a little audio check on my big camera. Okay. We got the live stream running. Command grab saying, wow, what a beaut.
Oh, really?
We got a whole bunch of people joining in. Alright, audio is good for later on the big camera, so that's good.
I'll take the music off because it can get copyrighted, right?
Yeah, even on the streams.
Turn the Bluetooth off on my phone so it doesn't accidentally.
Besides, who needs music when you have a...
when you have this engine.
Bored and stroked 5-liter dual overhead cam engine with a supercharger on it.
That's a story in itself, man.
Hold on, let me flip the camera on myself. You guys can't see my camera, but it's pretty tight in here, waving this big dual camera rig in your face.
Are you, okay.
Yeah. I guess actually it doesn't really matter. I can just go handheld on the phone. Here we are. We're streaming now.
1 second.
Got a Hurst shifter. Aftermarket radio. How many miles on? 80,000 miles.
80,000, just under 81,000.
Black ice air freshener.
Yes, sir. The big one. What's going on?
Chat comment. Do you want to see the roof off?
Not while we're driving. I don't want to.
It's like 40. It's 40 degrees outside today.
It's
pretty
when
cold
we do
out.
the review, I'll have the roof down. Because I personally love how this car looks with the. I have the light bar right here.
Yep.
I love how it looks with the roof down.
We got Black Tree Ammo and review saying what province. We live in New York.
New York.
Yeah. He's probably asking about the Canadians coming.
All right, let's head over there.
Rizwan Blogger, shout out to you. Hi, brother. How you doing, Rizwan?
Rizwan.
Yep.
I like that name.
Yep. All right, we're about to hit the road in the Terminator Cobra. Make sure to stay tuned for the full review coming out. Going over the mountain.
Yeah. Mount Marshall.
So yeah, I guess since we're doing some behind the scenes, Bubba, what are some things that you think you'll mention in your long-term review?
Well, I'm gonna mention stuff that I recommend people get right away when they get these cars, how it's treated me over the years, and what type of people are gonna be looking for in a car like this.
Yeah. And how long have you had it again?
I've had it 4 years. I bought this in June of 2021, so actually just under 4 years.
Wow. Very nice.
And it's been I love this thing still. There has been some things that has happened to it, and I will get to that in the video, but but I still love the car. It's still, I think it's really unique compared to like a red run-of-the-mill like S550. But even though not just trying to shit on S550s, I like how they look.
Yeah.
But the fact is, there's a lot less of these than S550 GTs.
Yeah.
Even an XS550 right there.
Yeah. If you guys didn't know, I had a Mustang S550 for almost 3 years. And
I have a reputation for a lot of rattles in the interior, but it's just, this one's been alright. It has rattles, of course.
well, you just can't hear them over the exhaust.
Or that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why I meant to bring a couple water bottles. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's good. I got one.
Oh, you got one?
Yep, I brought one. There's enough if you need some too.
All right, thank you.
Da-da-da. We're still cruising. Apparently there's some technical issues, but
Yeah, I
some
see
people
that.
are still able to join the stream. It's alright, guys. We're almost to the destination we're going to be
about
filming at.
4 minutes away.
Yep. Da-da-da. So if you didn't have a Cobra, what would you have bought?
Probably a Pontiac GTO, like the LS2 version specifically. Let's see if this guy got it. It was actually, yeah, it was definitely I'm sure you remember. It was either this or a GTO. That was my deciding factor. I mean, that's the two cars I wanted to buy, and this obviously won out at the end. But both cars I think are really cool. I would love to own a GTO at the same time as well. But
you really like those purple ones, right?
Oh,
those look pretty sweet.
Yeah, those are pretty cool.
The purple Pontiacs.
I think they only made those in the 2004. So I would have to settle for the LS1, but that would have been fine if I got the purple one.
Yeah. So I guess just some brainstorming ideas. What would you change about the Cobra?
Interior. This
more
interior. I mean, they didn't change anything about the interior. Yeah, exactly. From
That's not that bad.
The SN95. So
listen, it's held up pretty good for its age.
I know. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I got lucky with my interior.
My 2015, the seats were totally faded. The steering wheel was faded. Stuff was falling apart on it.
But a lot of people have, with their SN95s, this is still considered an SN95. It's a new edge,
Yeah.
but
Just a
they have
facelift.
bad luck with their interiors. Mine has stayed relative. I mean, for example, there's a vent I need to replace.
Yeah.
It's a little bit. If you can see on the inside here, the actual fins inside are
I feel
all.
like for 20 years old, it's very decent.
Yeah, 22 years old now.
22. It's almost an antiquity.
It has a the plaque on there. It gives the exact build date and everything.
Yeah, I feel like it's held up pretty nice.
I'm happy with how the interior. It's what I mean by it though. It's not a very stylish interior. It's just plastics everywhere. You know, it's maybe when the SN95 started, 1995 or 96. When they started, this is probably a pretty cool interior. But 10 years later, they had the same exact interior with no changes.
Some nice ASMR.
Yeah. Literally, if you have like a V6 Mustang of this year, of an 03, look at the interior. It's the same exterior, except the gauges, seats, and the steering wheel says Cobra.
Yeah.
That's it.
I mean, I think that's still the case with.
Most likely, yeah.
Like I know a 350 is the same interior as the calculator screen radio GT. Just different seats, steering wheel. That's all you touch, so that's all that really matters, though.
That's true, yeah. I will say I love the seats in this car. I think they're actually, for 03, they're pretty comfortable. The driver's side has full electric like lumbar support, bolsters, full electric control. Passenger side doesn't, but for the driver's side, and mine still works. A lot of, for 03, I'm happy that mine still works. What's this guy doing up here?
Little downshift.
Right here, yeah.
So, like, at least on the S550 Mustangs, I know one place where Ford cheaps out is on the transmissions.
Well, this has
That's always nice.
This has a
the
Tremec
Cobras get 'em.
T56, so we get a nice transmission in this car.
Yeah.
Nice strong transmission. That's why you buy this car, is for the powertrain and the transmission. Here's the filming spot.
Oh, nice quiet road. Oh, I've been over here before.
You've been over here, okay.
Yeah, I've been over
Where
here.
do you think is the best shot?
I would probably go over that way because the sun's glaring.
Right,
so we
that's
want to
true.
be facing away from the sun.
Kurt's calling me.
Yeah, I was gonna say you could probably even back into any of these spots. Whatever you think is good.
Well,
Yeah, that probably looks nice because then we could have the front angle of the car facing over that direction,
okay.
and then we don't have the sun bouncing right on the lens.
Should I put it on an angle or just
You could just back straight in.
back straight in?
Yeah, I would back in because the sun's behind us. So if we're in the front side of the car. How's it going, everybody? If you're just joining the live stream right now, I'm here with Bubba today. We're doing a little ride along. Although the ride along is done now, we're at the site, so we're going to be filming. We're going to be doing a little behind the scenes. You get to see a long-term review of a 4-year Cobra owner.
I can't even see the lines here. I guess that's good enough for the spot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and Kurt just called me. Let me call him back.
He says they're not here.
What's up? He's not here. Yeah, let me know if that's a good spot. If you get outside.
I think that should be fine. Let's see. We'll go do a little evaluation.
He just called me and he just instantly declined my call. Good old Canadian for you. Let's see.
Oh, what are you doing? Oh, hopefully that didn't drop.
Oh yeah, wait. Let me turn the roof down.
Oh, I think he went to your house.
He did. I'll give you a birthday. I sent you the address of where we are. What's up? Yeah. Well, me and Chris in my car right now, but we're already here, so.
We got a nice little.
Oh no, we're filming here.
Destination here. If you guys are wondering behind the scenes, it makes it look really nice. You go to a little spot by the water, or maybe even anywhere scenic, really.
You'll be.
It's up to what you guys like.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Show a little bit more about the car before we start actually filming. Check out those rims. Very nice. One thing I'm curious if he'll talk about is those little baby brakes. You give all this power and you don't even get Brembos, not even a monoblock caliper.
What's up?
What do you have in the back?
Wait, what were we saying? Oh, those are the...
I was curious if you'll be talking about the brakes later.
Yeah,
the little
brakes,
baby brakes.
The brakes are good for 03, not good by today's standards. So that's a plan I have. That's a plan I have to upgrade the brakes in the near future, because those, as I said, they're fine for normal driving, but if you're doing like a hard pull and you need to stop quick, it's not good by today's standards anymore.
All right, so let's mic you up, Bubba. What do you think about using the mic holder? You prefer the lav mic? Actually, you know what, chat? Comment below. Do you prefer, you see people with these clipped on their shirt, or do you prefer like the news anchor style where you hold it up to your mouth? Because I always feel like it looks so silly when you see somebody and they're holding that. Like, I get it on your shirt, it's clipped on, but when you're just holding it like a pretend mic, it looks silly. I think. Let's see what he looks like. Let's see what he looks like. Here, I'll give you this.
Okay.
You show whatever you think.
Hold on one second.
Oh, my back.
Yeah, you want to hold this? Let me put this back in. Yeah, I got you. Good old. I have to.
Oh, it doesn't have a trunk popper?
It does, but this is a aftermarket key fob, and for whatever reason, it doesn't communicate with the trunk popper. Let's see. Hello from Berlin, Germany. Oh, that's pretty sick. How you doing? I would love to take this on the Autobahn, but a little bit out of my reach right now, unfortunately. That is a very long road trip. Well, it's actually a sea trip. This is not an amphibious vehicle. So if anyone wants to buy this for its amphibious abilities, it's not good.
Comment below, chat. What do you think looks better, this or the other setup?
Hey, how you doing?
You see, now you look like a news anchor with that. Yeah, up to your preference, whatever you feel more comfortable holding, or if you need both hands for the review.
Residents at
Yeah. All right. So, before we start filming, one more time, what do you think is going to be the chapter rundown here?
All right. So, first, I'm going to just do a brief introduction of the car. Talk a little bit about the nerd specs about it. Why I bought it, what made me want to buy it. Then I'll give like a walk around. I'll show under the hood. Talk about the mods about on it. It is modified. It's not a stock car. As I said before, what type of person would like this car? I mean, it's an 0304. You can't get, they're not new cars anymore. What goes wrong with them? What are common issues with them? And what I recommend people buy with the car if they decide to get one in 2025. Because it's a 22-year-old car. Unfortunately, reality is stupid stuff is going to go wrong with it. You know, window switches. I'm not talking like the powertrain itself is pretty solid, but
at this
window
point,
switches and
probably
stuff.
too old to daily drive one of these.
I will say,
unless you're really daring.
If it's a stock car, not modified, it's daily drivable. It is. Once it's modified, don't do it.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's do a little. Let's check my audio is good on this. I'm gonna just make sure that the mics are working on it. I learned always double check that the audio actually works. Yeah. Because you never know.
I left some room behind.
Yeah, that should be fine for walking around.
Yeah, so you can walk around.
Yeah. All right. We're good on audio.
Mike, should I be holding this thing like a news anchor? Or?
Yeah. Like you said too, if you prefer, you can just clip it on your shirt. Up to you.
I have a t-shirt on that like the shop I go to, so probably wear the t-shirt for a little bit and then put it in the shirt.
You got the Mustang magic?
Yeah, I do. They're good shops.
Here, actually, get me. I got a shout out shirt too for the stream. Check this out.
Happening now.
Yep, it's a band. You should check them out.
There you go. Check out Happening Now.
My in-laws band.
Let's see who's. We got
A little shout out on stream. We got 6 people watching the behind the scenes.
Yes.
So I was thinking for the actual filming, let's do it from the front side. Maybe like over on this angle, driver's side. That way you get the sun glaring off the car and not on the lens.
Yeah.
So I think that'll look nice. All right, Bubba.
All right, let me. I'll see how long I last with the T-shirt, but I don't.
Yeah, here. I would stand right next to the door.
Right next to. 1 second. I
Yeah.
don't last long with the T-shirt, but.
Oh, he's cold already. He's cold.
It's a little bit chilly.
Yeah. I hope there's not too much wind noise for you guys if you're listening. It is kind of windy out today, but it is what it is. There's only so much you can do when you're filming.
Mother Nature can't predict it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But I think you'll be able to pick up a good amount. Also, comment below. What do you think of Bubba's Cobra?
Oh, my piece of shit. What they say? Did anyone say anything?
Nobody responded.
Let me do the clip because I don't want to.
The clip, yeah, no problem.
What do you want?
Just so well, actually, you could just take this one.
Okay.
And it's a little magnet that well, here I'll take yeah, I was gonna say I have
right here.
Yeah. Here, and I'll keep this one on me too. Yeah, just throw it in the back seat of the trunk. It'll be fine there. And I'll keep this on so anybody can hear any questions that I ask you.
Okay. All right. How do you want me to start?
Well, yeah, let's go back to here with the framing and stuff. All right. I think we're good there.
All right.
We're rolling.
Whenever you're ready.
We're ready.
All right. Hey everybody, what's going on? My name is Steven. This is my 2003 Mustang Cobra, known as the Terminator. It's an 03. I've had it for about 4 years now. I bought it in June of 2021, and I'm here to give you a long-term review. Hopefully I could give you some insight if you're looking to purchase one in 2025, and I can give you recommendations on what to do after you get it. So let's get started. So the 03 Cobra, I'll start off with a little bit of stats here on the car. The car has a 4.6 liter V8 32 valve, but it's supercharged from the factory. So a lot of people like these cars due to that, and it's also
Take two?
You can cut
Yeah,
stuff out.
yeah, we'll edit this.
Let me start
Take
here.
two. Yeah, you seem a little tense. Here, relax.
Relax, yeah.
I'm surprised you're wearing a shirt.
I am wearing it.
Everybody on stream,
Why,
it's
you want me to be
it's
shirtless?
40 degrees outside right now.
shirtless?
This guy's wearing a shirt. That was me last week because I was stupid and I didn't plan.
I can be shirtless if you want. So what do you think I should just redo the whole thing, or was the?
Well, what I always do is I do like 3 takes. I'll just say like, "Hey, what's up, guys? This is my 2025 Jeep Blues," and just say it over and over. And whichever one sounds better, I'll use that one when I'm editing.
Because I'm trying to remember how John did it. So I
Yeah.
never did a video like this before.
No, you can just do whatever you want.
All right. So I'll start again.
Yeah. Take 2.
All right, here we go. Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Steven. This is my 2003 Mustang Cobra Terminator. I'm on Chris's channel. He wanted me to give a long-term review of it, so I'm here to do that. I'll give recommendations on what to do to the car when you get it, or if you're looking to purchase one in 2025, if it's worth it personally for you. And I'll give you some insight on owning the car for 4 years and how it's treated me. So, with that being said, I think we should get started. I'll get started with some technical specs of the car. So do that, I'll open up the hood. The part that everyone wants to see. The part that everyone buys this car for. So this is a 0.6 liter supercharged 32 valve V8. Internally stock from Ford, it comes with all forged internals, manly rods. Mine is a little bit modified though, I will say that. It's a little bit different than Ford's stock configuration. It has an M112 supercharger. From the factory, they're rated at 390 horsepower. What a lot of people realize is when they bought these cars brand new in 03 and started dyno tuning them, the wheel horsepower numbers were more closer to 390 than advertised. They were making about 370, 380 to the wheel. So Ford actually underrated these cars. So to the crank, they were making around 430, 440 horsepower. And they were beating like everything out there at the time. Even the stock level Corvettes, base level Corvettes, they weren't beating the Z06, but the base level Corvettes they were pulling on. So, and this car has a reputation because of those forged internals. They love to make power. People swap the superchargers for a Whipple 2.9, a Kenny Bell, Big Kenny Bell, or now VMP is also another option. And they don't do much work to the internals of the engine. They just put a new supercharger on it and some of the supporting mods on the outside of the engine. These cars will make 600-700 wheel horsepower easy. That's why these cars are so desirable, and they haven't really lost their value too much. Each car has a builder plate right here, which I really like. I think that's a nice touch. And it has a Tremec T56 6-speed transmission. That's another plus about this car. It's a really strong and stout transmission. The transmission itself, it's a bit notchy, I will say, but it's definitely worth it to have that transmission if it's that as strong as it is. It can hold a lot of power, and it doesn't really have a problem doing that. That's pretty good about it from the technical specs. I can give you a I think Kurt just got here.
Yeah. All right, that was a good take though on the engine bay. Yeah. And I'll also switch back and forth on like some I guess B-roll footage or whatever.
Okay.
So it doesn't just seem like it's dragging
Can
on.
I reference some clips that made me want to buy this car, and you can stitch them in if I send you those on from YouTube?
I don't know if I could use their clips, but I could do your car.
Okay. Well, I was just
doing a
curious,
pull.
There was a bunch of clips that YouTube YouTube videos that I
Yeah.
saw. That
Is it the one flying down the street by our house?
Yeah, that one. There's also the snake bite video.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if, as I said, maybe you can with like what do they call it? A credit citation, pretty much.
Citations.
Purdue University.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the engine.
It does engine stuff.
It does engine stuff. It does
Yeah.
wheel stuff.
Anybody watching got any questions?
That's good.
We have a deputy film assister here.
Tell
we got
him
Trallalero crocodile.
Yo, Bombardillo Crocodile.
I'm actually a fan of Assassino Cappuccino.
Cappuccino Assassino.
Yeah. Hello, deputy filmmaker. How you doing?
What's up, YouTube?
We're live right now, Kurt.
I have the
Oh, we got Babingus asking for a loud crocodilo. Can we get that?
Bombardillo Crocodile. Okay.
Yeah, I used to be Team Bombadillo Crocodile, but now I'm Cappuccino Assassino.
Yeah, Cappuccino Assassino. There's also Lila.
Yeah. Chat, comment below. Do you ever think we'll get to film that car over there? I doubt it.
No.
I doubt it.
Look at the front wheels compared to the rear. Look how much brake dust.
I know. I'm getting them
Cleaned.
I'm gonna get them ceramic coated.
Oh.
And also change the wheels. And I get different brake pads.
Oh, really?
This is the build we've
Are
been
you
hearing
changing the
about for
wheels?
4 years now.
Not changing the wheels altogether?
I want to go a little bit wider, but it's kind of hard to do with stock,
Right.
you know. So it's playing on offsets and stuff.
Gotcha.
Offset.
I was gonna say, how wide are the back tires on that, Kurt?
75.
Oh, isn't that embarrassing? A Jeep has wider tires than that. Mine has 285, 70, 17.
It's just gonna turn into a Kurt Rush session. Yeah. What do we got on here? We got the ropes. We got the ropes.
315s. Oh, Toyo 888R. Proxy.
It's the T-ropes.
Pretty good.
All right, so
Very good semi-slow.
what's the next segment we're gonna do? I don't know how you're not freezing right now.
We'll get a little bit chilly.
It's the gun show. It's
Yeah.
it's the gun show.
Do you like this dual filming streaming
That is
setup
cool.
here?
Wait.
It's totally ridiculous.
Can we get a thank you so much?
Probably do, like what made me want to buy the car, you know.
Okay.
I figured that's good.
Yeah.
Alright.
Let's reposition a little bit, and we'll do a little scene. The only thing with over here is that the sun is right in it,
Right.
but I think it'll still look decent.
Okay.
Yeah, because if you look on the here, you can see
Yeah.
it's not totally washed out, What do you think? From this side or from the back quarter?
Probably from the back corner.
Yeah. Just a little bit too much sun that direction. Unfortunately. Yeah, maybe get one over here.
That's probably a much nicer shot.
Yeah. I think this should be good though.
Yeah, it's a nice shot. All right, I'll stand right over here.
Yep. Try to zoom in a little bit. There we go.
All right. Ready?
Yep.
All right, so we'll we'll go into the second segment of the video here. What made me want to buy this car? Hold on.
Here, take two.
Yeah.
Take two. Here, actually, let's. Yeah. All right. There we go.
Whoops.
Here, stand a little bit more towards like the back wheel.
Okay. Like that.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Yep. All right. When you're ready.
All right, so what made me want to buy this car? Before I had this car, I actually had a 2002 Mustang GT. That was my second car I've ever owned, and I loved that car, but the Cobra was always that next step higher. I would always see videos of them online. There's a famous video on YouTube. It's called Snake Bite. It's actually filmed right near the shop I used for this car, Mustang Magic. And it's just the Cobra with the Kenny Bell, big screaming blower, screaming through the industrial streets. And it just captivated a lot of people. A lot of people know that video. It has millions of views. I think it's over 10 million views on YouTube by now. And that's it's not even the original upload. That was a re-upload. Also, I've seen people like that dude in blue reviewed a black Terminator Cobra, and that video has millions of views. So when I saw those, I was always like, man, I want a Cobra. Fast forward, I had the GT for, I want to say 4 years, 3 or 4 years. Unfortunately, I don't have it anymore. I actually had both the GT and the Cobra at the same time at one point. Fortunately, the GT had an engine issue, which was just, it would cost too much money for what the car was worth. So I ended up selling it off for parts. But I ended up buying this, and I'm overall very happy with the purchase. That's what made me want it. So, I'll go into now on how the car has changed in those 4 years. And if you're watching this video, I'm sure maybe some of you are on the fence buying this car. It's 2020, 2025. So I'll be talking about 2025 and future ownership, the value of the car, things like that. All right, let me take that. How was that?
All right. Yeah, I think that was pretty good.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I think it was good.
What's he doing?
Oh, he's in trouble.
Oh, no.
Oh, he's in trouble already. He comes to hang out with the guys. It's been 5 minutes and he's in trouble.
Alexa, can
He's in trouble.
All right, what angle should I do?
Let's
or just from the rear here?
Let's see. We're not really doing anything illegal, so I mean, do you have any objections to showing your license plate?
No, I don't care.
And say we're not breaking any laws here, so let me
I don't care.
let's try to get some more flattering angles. You know, a little bit of distance between you and the car, or me, the camera in the car. It makes it look a little bit nicer. Because it's more, so many people come up on social media, so many people just whip out the ultra wide thing and stand 10 feet from the car, and it doesn't look that flattering.
Right.
So what I also want to do later is put on the longer lens and get some distance between us.
Right.
But I mean, maybe you leaning like on the back bumper.
Or like,
Hanging out over here, I guess.
Yeah.
Would probably be good.
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, that should be good though. Let me get a little more elevation, a little bit more of a static film. Okay.
All right, ready?
Yep.
All right, cool. So if you're interested in buying this car in 2025, I could give you some insight on, for the past 4 years, how the ownership experience for me has been on this car, and how it treated me. So as I said, I bought this car in June of 2021. Overall, the ownership experience has been pretty decent. That year, the year I bought it, there was kind of a major problem though with the car. When we were doing an oil change, we found some metal shavings in the oil pan, unfortunately. So had to get the engine taken apart to figure out what the problem was. Lo and behold, it ended up being a thrust bearing that went bad, so it wasn't a catastrophic issue, but the engine had to come apart to find out what the problem was. I looked up. That ends up being a pretty rare occurrence with these cars, so if you purchase one, I don't think you'll have a problem with that. Even the shop said, like, yeah, I got really unlucky. That was the major thing. But I also used that opportunity to get some new connecting rods for the car, brand new. So like the engine is built. It's a built engine. It's awaiting a Whipple supercharger. Every time I say I'm going to get a Whipple supercharger, some other more important expenses come up. So I'm planning to get it. It's on the back burner for now though. But
Now for the chat too, I mean, you got Luke Hurd asking to do a poll. Obviously we're parked, so it's kind of tough to do, Luke, but we'll try later.
we'll try later, Luke.
What could possibly be more important than buying a new supercharger?
Life, unfortunately, life gets in the way. But there isn't really too many things more important than that. So there's only like 2 or 3 things. But unfortunately, those 2 or 3 things are the expenses that came up. All right, so continuing on with this. Other than that, there's been some little things that went wrong here and there with the car. I had to get a new IAC valve, idle air control valve. This is more specifically for a convertible car, but there's in these convertibles, there's 2 quarter windows that get rolled up here. It's not just one big window. This quarter window on this side actually fell off the track and went plunk right down the car when I pulled it down one day. So had to take the interior apart to get to it. But that's, unfortunately that's the price you pay for getting a 22-year-old car. I replaced the fuel pumps on it, but that was my doing. I didn't need to. I wanted to upgrade the fuel pumps. As I said, I'm currently, it's in the middle of a build for the supercharger. And other than that, I'm trying to think. I mean, as I said, a couple switches here and there that I needed to replace. The fog lights were a bit problematic, so I got new housings for them. As I said, that's unfortunately that just comes with the territory of it being a 22-year-old car. In terms of transmission, nothing has went wrong with the transmission at all. It's a sturdy transmission, Tremec T56. And that's it.
Here, let's change the angle a little bit. Get up a little bit here. Yeah, the sun is so strong on this side.
I know.
Yeah, I guess we gotta go back around. So I was gonna ask you, since you're talking about supercharger build, right?
Right.
I was gonna ask you, how is the power level, and what's the end goal power level?
Okay. So my car right now, with the stocking supercharger, it has smaller.
Here, wait for them.
I don't know if you want to ask the question again or.
So yeah, you were mentioning the supercharger.
Right.
Take whatever it is, take 3.
Okay.
So you had mentioned doing a supercharger build. So I
Right.
wanted to ask you, what do you think about the stock power levels, or I mean, this was kind of before the time of bolt-ons, right? Smaller pulley and stuff. Would you consider that as bolt-on and tune?
I would.
Because you also have a built engine too, along with the bolt-ons.
Correct.
You have bigger cams, right?
I have a
Did we-
station cams.
I forget, did we go into like full engine specs?
Not quite yet.
Not quite
in
yet.
the beginning a little bit, but I just talked more about the stock car
Yeah.
compared to. I didn't really talk about mine.
Yeah. So I know you're at 500 wheel.
505 to the wheel. Yeah.
How do you think that power is on this chassis, and what do you think the end goal is?
The end goal, as I said, I want to get a Whipple 2.9, and then I'm pretty much going to stop there. The shop that I get this car tuned at, it says once I get tuning these Terminator Cobras for 20, 40 years, he says with my build I can expect like high 6, low 700s to the wheel, and that's where I'm going to cut it. I don't feel like I need anything more than that, to be honest with you. Right now the chassis handles the power pretty well. There is an issue with the IRS when you get to the higher horsepower numbers, like upper 500, 600, when you're shifting gears. Get some IRS hop on the rear. I haven't had that problem yet, but that is a known issue. So that's something I'll have to look into when I get to those higher horsepower numbers. But that's the end goal. Right now it has this old this stock's Eaton M112 supercharger on it. It's not ported or anything. It's just as is. But as you were saying before, with people would buy these cars in 03, smaller pulley, and do basic bolt-ons, headers, exhaust, that type of stuff, and they would get to like 430, 440 wheel without spending too much money. And back then, parts were significantly less than they are nowadays. That's why these cars were loved. People just bought them, spent spent minimal money and they were making 500 horsepower to the crank, which in 03 was a crazy amount of power.
Yeah.
Well, I can't think of a
Nothing.
like
Nothing was touching that.
Lamborghini or a Ferrari. I don't even
Yeah.
some Lamborghinis and Ferraris weren't even making that power back then. So
That was actually one thing. I know I'll never ever get to film another video with a S550 owner because I never wake up early enough to actually do it. But I know that was one thing that when those cars came out, because you could go just full bolt on, you're naturally aspirated, obviously. It'd be like $3,000. You get headers, intake, E85, which I know you might think is cheating, but you could get close to 500 wheel horsepower in that. And that was before the days of a mom pulling up in a Tesla Model 3 Performance and gapping you off the line. So very little could touch you in that, and you're sitting in like a $30,000 Mustang with $5,000 in mods in it.
Right, exactly. Speaking of E85, if you're looking to buy one of these cars to push it into like the 800-900, potentially even 1,000 wheel horsepower range, which has been done on the stock block, believe it or not, because thanks to its all forged internals from the factory, you're gonna have to do E85. I plan to keep it on pump gas 93, so 700, high sixes, low sevens is pretty much where it'll stay. That's pretty much the max this block can do on regular 93. Once you get up to E85, that's when it really gets to the high horsepower numbers. And that's about it for the second.
Yeah, good.
Let's see.
Want to talk about wheels and tires?
Yeah, sure.
So for this one, if you want, even, I don't know how opposed you are to sitting on the ground, but you can put your butt right next to the wheels and tires there. Just give me a second to get the exposure right on that. This is so convenient with the little tripod on the bottom.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, let me just position this frame correctly. There we go. Needless to say, the camera's not overheating today.
Yeah, I'm not either.
The sun is just a little too bright. I don't know if I could,
Deal with me on the other side.
let me see. Here, you tell me if I stand in front of it, like right there, I block the sun. Here, come look at the screen. Let me know if that, because it's just too washed out in the sun, I think.
Yeah,
It's still too bright.
it's maybe on the other side.
Yeah, let's try on the other side.
That's the problem with the black wheels. It
Yeah,
does get washed
the
out.
contrast. Yeah, I think it's gonna be the same thing over here.
Maybe it's your best bet to like film it close. while I'm talking.
Actually, that looks good.
Okay.
Yeah, you can see the details in the spokes.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll sit on. Let's see. No, I'll probably
Yeah.
on this side, right?
Command grab. Can we get a landscape? Sorry, command grab. Since the stream has started, you can't change it. We got Tyler saying another Cobra video. Let's go. Glad you like it. Yeah. You're looking good right there, Bubba. Yeah.
All right. So I'll talk about the wheels and tires I have on this car right now. So the wheels, they're actually the 03 original style Cobra wheels from the factory. They would come in like a polished aluminum. This is a aftermarket wheel from LMR, but the center caps are original center caps, which I bought them not knowing that actually. But when I put them on, people were like, "You know how rare those things are?" And I was like, "No, I didn't. I got lucky when I found them." When I bought this car, it definitely needed new tires though. I bought this car, it was making about 480 to the wheel, and it had two sets. These are 315s. These are Toyo R888Rs. They're excellent tires. They hold the my current power level down really well. But when I bought the car, they were 275 all season, so it would break loose at the top of third. So those tires need to go. So if you're interested in buying one of these cars and you're making about that horsepower, you're going to need better tires than 275s. 275s, even for a regular car, is a pretty wide tire. This at least 295s on a semi-slick. Let me say that part again. For this car, you at least want 295 semi-slick to hold your power down. That's what I recommend. These tires, Toyo R888s, they've been excellent. They hold the power down very well. They do mash the throttle in first and second gear will hold it. First least if I'm more towards the middle end where the torque is at its peak, it'll break loose for a little bit. Second gear, it holds it down.
Now, if you're willing to, Bubba, would you share your fitment specs for anybody who has the same car? If you know offsets or whatever.
The offsets.
We could post it up on the screen.
4x1. Back to you on that.
We can post them up by the screen. Did you have to do any trimming or anything in the fenders to make them fit? Because the fitment from the outside looks very nice.
No, that came as is. I will say the car is a little bit lower. It's lower compared to the stock factory ride height. So if I do go over a decent sized bump, there will be a little bit of rubbing, but that it's kind of rare.
It's so bright in the sun. There we go. That looks nice.
But though I just love how the 315s look on these cars. It makes the rear end of this car look so aggressive. It really wakes this car up.
Let's try to get a little look under the back. I want to get a panning shot.
Okay.
For like the since we're talking about the IRS and stuff.
So the exhaust strip is a Bassani catback exhaust, BBK long tube headers. It sounds very nice. It's loud, but it's not ear-piercing loud like a Borla Attack would be. The Borla Attacks sound excellent in terms of their actual sound, but I think they're just way too loud. This is probably at the border of that, I'd say. Any louder would be a little bit too much for my personal opinion, but I think it sounds excellent. And you can still hear the car from a long ways away. So I like how this exhaust is. Bassani really makes a nice exhaust. In fact, it was Bassani when this car came out was one of the main exhausts for this car. People would always get a Bassani catback for these cars. And now you have Borla became more popular, Flowmaster. And I think Flowmaster was the other one that was really popular for this car too back then. But Bassani's not that big of a name compared to them anymore, but for this car, it gets really well.
All right, what else are you thinking? I know you mentioned the interior as a disappointment. You want to talk about some of that?
Yeah, so I'll show you.
Yeah, let's get. You can go inside. Yeah.
I hope I don't look too awkward on the camera. I'm sure I do, but all right. All right. So, if you buy one of these cars, you're not buying it for the interior. Let's be honest with each other here. The interior itself, people have had significant problems of panels just literally falling off. I haven't had any of these problems, but there are rattles. Like, for example, it's like plastic, right? It's plastic everywhere. Really, the only difference between this interior and a V6 Mustang of the same year is your seats and gauges. That's about it. It's the exact same interior as all SN95 Mustangs back when the SN95 was first introduced in like 1995, I want to say, 1996.
Mm-hmm.
This is considered a wedge. The new wedges started in 1999. It's literally the same exact interior. The seats, though, I will say, are a pretty strong point for this car. The driver's seat has bolster support, adjustable lumbars, everything's electronic activated. It's actually a pretty comfortable seat, I'm not going to lie. And the passenger seat is your more standard mechanical controls, but the seats for this car, I will say, it's part of the interior that is a strong point, but there is a few parts of that of the interior that's strong. This is not stock. This is aftermarket. Wanted a Bluetooth head unit on there. The stock radios from 03 doesn't have Bluetooth. I don't even think it had an aux, honestly. No, I think it did, but obviously I want Bluetooth. And these gauges, if anyone's interested in these gauges, if Chris is going to stitch in videos from when we did
yeah, I will be. I'm gonna be talking afterward. I want to grab the bigger lens and try to get some flatter angles for all this stuff. So, like, for example, when you mentioned seats, I want to try to pan and get like some nice angles of the seats and stuff on it.
Okay.
So I think it'll look nice.
Yeah, that'll look nice.
Yeah.
These gauges are Air Force intercepted gauges. I really love them. These are obviously this isn't stock. but they're fully digital. They can display, oh man, like 50. You have a choice of 56 or 60 different options. Cylinder head temperature. I have mine set up with air fuel ratio, boost, and battery, and I want to say coolant as well. I don't want to say it. It is coolant. That's what I have it set up for. As I said, yeah. I will say with this interior, it's very awkward if you have a cup here and your shift with your shift knob, because if you have to kind of like do one of these to shift, if you have a cup right here, this cup holder's, I wouldn't even use this one. And also, this is just a design of where the shifter is located in the car. Hold on, let me redo that. This is a problem with where the shift knob is actually located in the car. You have to put your seat up pretty far forward compared to other cars, because when you're putting the car in like 6th gear or something like that, or you want to put it in reverse, you're reaching all the way like this. If I have the seat, for example, if I have the seat further back, you know, like say like this, I really have to be reaching, and on my foot is barely able to compress the clutch all the way. So that's your this is your reverse right here, and I'm really reaching. So that's why you have to, in these cars, you'll often see a lot of people sit further forward than rest. Is that a big issue? No, but for some people that are taller, it might become a comfortability issue, so you gotta keep that in mind.
You want to mention the brakes?
The brakes.
The brakes?
Thereof.
The lack of brakes? The little baby
So,
brakes?
So the brakes on the car, they're the stock 03 Ford Special brakes here. You know, they're really, for 03 they were decent. Nowadays they're not. They're good for daily driving. They'll stop the car no problem daily driving. But if you're doing a hard pull and if you need to get it stopped quick, they're not sufficient. That's another thing that I have on the pipeline for this car, is replacing the brakes, because if I'm going 600-700 wheel horsepower, I need to stop it. I'm not want to, that's simply the fact of the matter. Okay, there's that. Now, let's see what else.
We got, here, let's go through some comments. We got Zach Duncan saying he's got a 98 Cobra in the garage.
Nice.
His is two-tone saddle brown and black. And he says the seat adjustment is awkward in the middle.
Oh, yeah.
That's what he says.
Oh yeah, it is. You have to kind of reach underneath your leg here to get it. But I like the seat. I think it's a very comfortable seat. Once you get yourself adjusted in it, oh well, it holds you. It actually grips you pretty nice. I'm sure the seats are very similar from like the 98, 99, 01 Cobras to these cars.
So now do you want to talk about, I guess, how it's held up? Like some of the, because I think for a 20-year-old Mustang, I mean, it was in pretty similar condition to my 10-year-old Mustang when I got rid of it.
I think all right, let me restart. Yeah, so I'll talk about how the car's held up. I think overall, exterior-wise and interior-wise, it's held up pretty well. I've heard stories of people saying they've had problems with especially the interior. Mine has held up pretty well. There are some common things that I'll go through now with the exterior. For example, this LED strip is cracked. I need to replace that. That's a common thing with these cars. That is a very expensive LED strip on if you can find one. They're usually run to $500 to $600. So that's why it's been on the back burner. Mine still lights up fine. It hasn't fallen off, so that's why it's like I keep pushing it off. There is also another thing with these cars. I don't know if you'll be able to see it in the sunlight here, but the paint does get stress marks right here. Mine is relatively under control compared to other people. Some people will get stress cracks all over the trunk lid right here. So,
Chad, if you're still watching this, let's just point out right here, Kurt is still in his car. He has to be in trouble.
yeah,
There's no way he's not getting yelled at on the phone right now. I don't believe it.
What do you mean you're going with the boy? We're gonna go get dinner tonight.
Let's see. Yeah, we'll show the suede and stuff too. Is that Alcantara or is that suede?
It's more of a suede material, but it's a comfortable seat. I'm happy, and the leather on the seat has held up pretty well too. That's another thing that people say is that the leather on the seats rip a lot. I haven't had that issue, luckily. It does show wear in the common spots, but leather seats after 22 years, they're going to show wear. There's nothing you can do about that. I drive it as much as possible in the summer. In the winter, I put it away. I don't even touch this thing in the winter. I start it up every once in a while, but this is a summer-only car for me. But as I said, I drive it when when the weather's nice. I didn't buy this car to be a garage queen or something like that. I wanted to buy it and drive it. I have quite fun in it.
All right. Anything else you could think of, or time to get our B-roll shots? What else you got?
So hopefully, if you're on the market of buying one of these cars today, I'll give you some things that I think that you need to do right away when you get these cars, and some of the more common issues with these cars I'll point out. So I'll show you.